hope all of you are doing well. And in this video, I want to give you some information on A/B testing in product management and how this can be used as one of the qualitative value testing techniques. So let's get into it. Before we go into what this A/B testing is, let's understand what is this qualitative value testing. So qualitative testing is about collecting evidence, that is insights and information about what our users or customers think, feel or say. So all these are qualitative data that we want to gather evidences for. And how that is done? It is done by learning faster using live data prototypes. So in this context of qualitative value testing, we are going to talk about using live data prototypes to achieve this value testing. And it depends, okay, when you use live data prototypes, it totally depends on what type of an organization is it and how do you want to run it. So depending on the amount of traffic that an organization has, which I mean user adoption, people using the product or that feature, the available time they have, and also the risk appetite. So depending on these three parameters or factors, it depends how you can run this value testing. So usually startups, they have a very low amount of traffic coming in because probably their product wouldn't have reached a large number of customers. But when you compare it to enterprise, it's high. Similarly, the available time, startups generally have a very time crunch with them because they want to kind of reach the market faster, so it's less. But when it comes to enterprises, they have some amount of available time to do this value testing. And the risk appetite, so organizations are okay to take up the risk because if they are still in that starting phase, they are trying, they are experimenting. But when it comes to enterprise, they do it very tactical and strategically. So sometimes they would not want to take risks. So that's about the qualitative value testing. And now coming on to how this qualitative value testing can be achieved using the A/B testing. Okay. So what is A/B testing? Probably you would have heard of it, but if you don't know what that is, then an A/B test aims to compare the performance of two items or two variants, okay, let's say A and B, against each other. And this is used to identify the best performing option. So let's say, for example, you have two variations of a new user interface, okay, which mean you want to test and see which one performs better, which one has more reach to the audience, which one gives a better look and feel and experience to the users. So in this case, the variations that receives the most engagement would win the A/B test, okay, and our organizations would want to go with that particular version. So, what are the benefits of using this A/B test? So, it's easy to gather and analyze the data. So, you must be wondering, how is data analyzed or gathered? So, keep in mind that we are talking about live data prototypes. And if you want to gather this data, then you need to have the proper analytics or metrics capturing functionality in that particular prototype. It could be click through rates, it can be the number of visiting people coming onto your site. All these metrics and analytics need to be captured. And the second benefit of this is real time engagement data, unlike surveys, interviews, etc. So it's real time. People who use it, the data is coming in. So you get to have a very real time experience and a feeling of what the data and the story that data is telling you, rather than from surveys and interviews, etc. So why this A/B testing should be used by product teams, or why product managers need this? So product teams can do product discovery and experiments by releasing multiple versions of features or user experiences, the UIs, and etc. Whatever they want to experiment with, they can release that as multiple versions, and then they would get to understand and discover what is the favorable version that people favor, that the users favor. So by doing this, you would be able to validate which interface or which feature or which version of the feature would be much more for greater adoption, and then you can start investing into that particular feature on that particular version. Okay, so it's all about developing rapid prototypes, getting it validated, understanding which one goes faster and which one is more desirable and which one is viable for the business, and then you start building it. So this is about qualitative value testing. And when product teams keep applying this A/B testing over a time, they would get to know what is the type of preferences, what are the things that are more favorable by their end customer or the persona of that particular product. So next time when they start building something, they would keep all these factors in mind and build something that is more favorable and desirable. So this is one of the ways in which you can gather qualitative data and you can validate your assumptions and decisions. And I hope that this was helpful for you. So if you like this video, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to this channel and also share your feedbacks. Thank you.